We have a bit of a World Hockey Association update this week, and this comes from the Santa Ana, California Times. A writer by the name of Al Carr says that claiming definite commitments from franchises in 4 cities, the World Hockey League, as he called it there, is continuing in its efforts to establish itself as a second major hockey league to the NHL. Dennis Murphy, one of the 2 organizers, who, by the way, this week in 2021 passed away, we're sorry to say. Dennis said that they had definite commitments for franchises in Southern California, Los Angeles or Long Beach, and also in Miami, Milwaukee, Dayton, Columbus, and possibly some Canadian cities. The league hopes to also secure franchises in New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, and San Francisco, and they hope to field teams in the Midwest and, as we mentioned, Canada as well. The Santa Ana paper says that the 2 men behind the league are Gary Davidson, a 36-year-old corporate investment attorney from Santa Ana, and of course he was the first American Basketball Association president, and Murphy, a public relations man who was also the mayor of a small California town a few years ago. Since virtually the sole source of top hockey players is going to be from Canada, that's where they're going to go to get the players, but they're also going to go to National Hockey League rosters and try and entice NHL players to earn some big bucks in the new league. But Davidson also said that European players will be enticed to come to North America and play for the World League as well. Now, Davidson did say that the European players are used to a game of finesse, and they're going to have to be taught the body-checking style of hockey employed in North America, and National Hockey League types kind of scoff at the European players coming over, claiming that they would never hold up under the rigors of the NHL game. Davidson told Al Carr that the league plans to begin playing games in October 1972, and they anticipate having 10 to 12 franchises to start off that very first season. Davidson said, "We plan a major league effort. We have learned from our ABA experience and expect to have a more solid foundation than we had when we started out the ABA." Now, Davidson was asked if the group plans to raid the NHL for players, and he replied, "Our league will certainly open a new area of negotiation for NHL players." Davidson said that the World League will use a different contract than the NHL players. He said that now most NHL players sign a 1-year contract, similar to what baseball uses. So they're tied to one team in the NHL for life unless that team decides to relinquish its rights. Now, the contract does not contain the option clause of pro football and pro basketball, where the player can play out his option and then become a free agent. A lot of people were thinking that this new world, what we know to be the World Hockey Association, not the World Hockey League, would follow the pattern of the ABA in how it was first organized. But Davidson and Murphy said that that's not quite true. Most of the original ABA franchises were held by people who lived in Orange County, California, while Davidson's group will probably be the only Orange County syndicate with a franchise in the WHA. Davidson said he plans to take out a franchise in either Southern California or, get this, Hawaii. When I heard this, I started figuring out how I could send my application down there right away. The funding, Davidson said, will be higher than what the ABA had, and it will be in excess of $10 million for the league. And that means at least $1 million per franchise in cash and performance bonds. The last 2 NHL expansion franchises, Vancouver and Buffalo, went for $6 million each. Davidson and Murphy are seeking to place franchises in many cities which now have major league clubs in football, baseball, or basketball, but which have only minor hockey league teams or no hockey league teams at all. That's why you heard the mention in Ohio of Dayton or Columbus, both definitely minor league teams right now. There won't be a franchise in Santa Ana, California, because the actually in Orange County, because the Anaheim Convention Center is presently the only suitable arena, and it doesn't have an ice freezing unit, which will make ice hockey just a tad difficult. So the World Hockey Association in the background is making plans, organizing teams, and as the summer goes on, and especially in the early fall, we're going to have some very, very interesting news about this proposed league. Stay tuned.